Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
Friday night show. Friday night show. It's Friday night show.
It is a night. It is a Friday night.
Yeah. I had a fantastic day.
Did you?
I did.
You didn't have any 80-year-olds tapping the glass as you were trying to record a segment?
Not when you're in Saukville all day, baby.
Oh, excellent. You were off?
I was off. Yeah,
What'd you do? Anything fun?
I had a great time. I did a triple feature today.
What'd you do?
I brought them with me.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there you go. What
do you got?
All right, we started the day with Peter Bogdanovich, the late Peter Bogdanovich's very first movie called Targets. Nobody's heard of it.
No.
It's
What's
really
it
good.
about?
Boris Karloff, in one of his final roles, plays
What year was this? How old is Boris? 183?
Old. So this was 1968. This one came out, I believe. And it's an interesting film. He was inspired by the Charles Whitman shootings up in Dallas. And so
I'm not familiar.
Whitman was kind of one of the first like mass shooters in American history. Besides, like the Civil War, but he was up in a observatory at a university and started picking people off, and nobody really knew what that was.
Is it a fiction movie? Is it?
It's fiction. It's a strange film. Again, I loved it. It's two very different, separate stories. It was like Bogdanovich trying to process the Charles Whitman thing because people couldn't even begin to comprehend that someone could take a gun and just start randomly shooting people. That just didn't.
We still can't.
Well, we're trying. Maybe one day
you can't comprehend it. You can't.
No, you
Tell
can't.
me if you can. I can't.
Well, no. I mean, so it was just it was a cool movie. It's kind of an exploitation film. It was started as a B movie, but Bogdanovich is such a good filmmaker that he elevated everything up, and it was a great film. I had a good time watching that. Moving on, I watched after that. I bought this actually. I had not seen The French Dispatch from Wes Anderson, and it's terrific, but mind blowing. I should have done it in 2 sittings because this movie is just jammed full of stuff, and you can't even like get your mind around it. But it's funny and good and enjoyable.
When? What year? What year did it come out?
4 years ago, I believe.
Oh, so recent.
Yeah. He did this one. Actually, he did Asteroid City was just recently, and this was, I think, the film right before Asteroid City they did. So right here.
All right.
A lot of fun. Then a movie from going way back, 1928, a film called Lonesome. Really good. One of the first talkies. It's interesting so it's mostly a silent film, but then there's like 3 or 4 sequences of people talking, but it's really stilted. Yeah, there actually is some making out in here. It's really stilted because they're still trying to figure out, the jazz singer came down the pike with Jolson and everything, and it was like, hey, we have a talking movie, but they don't kid yourself, they didn't get it right till probably like 29 or 30, the talkie thing.
Of course.
So it's just weird because like you have this, normal, the movie's flowing real good, and all of a sudden it's just like, hello, hi. It's real stilted because there's microphones around, and these actors aren't used to being able to talk on film. So it was fun. It was neat.
So you had a day.
I had a wonderful day.
Oh, good. Good for you.
The only constructive thing I did, I bought cat food.
Oh, you did constructive things. You have to. I saw a great quote from James Baldwin today. You ever hear of him?
I've heard of him.
He scribbled a few things.
It'd be the big, yeah.
Big hand. I'm even going to look it up. But tonight is such a big night in Wisconsin sports history that how many shows have we done? AJ can tell you, and we got to get him on early, as a matter of fact. Because how long is Ben's thing?
Ben's 25. Yeah, she's fine. It's 25 minutes. We can do a normal stint.
So, it is. Have you seen the Brewers score lately?
I have not. I've been watching.
It's insane.
I just finished the last movie.
You did? You just finished it?
I just finished Lonesome about 20 minutes ago.
It's insane.
Let me take a look.
The Brewers are up 12-0.
Good gravy.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm telling you.
That's fourth.
I know. That's what I'm telling you. The Brewers.
So there's more to come.
Exactly right. It is
juggernaut. This team is. What the hell?
It's crazy.
It is wild.
Hitting home. Everybody's hitting. For once, everybody's hitting. So I know AJ's going to. I'm not trying to steal his thunder, but it's a crazy night. And then the Badgers are up 21-3. So,
wow. Okay.
I mean, in honor of Wisconsin Sports Evening, what I did was I foregoed the tie-dye, and I'm wearing a Brewers classic shirt over a Badgers shirt, and I made myself a
brat.
What says Wisconsin more than a classic, basic cheese and sausage Tombstone pizza?
Oh my gosh! Oh, from Tombstone, no less. Did you grill it?
Nope.
Okay.
Put it in the oven. No grilling. No special thing. This is a Wisconsin Sports Evening. We don't do no grilling on that.
You better be washing that down with some Miller Genuine Draft. MGD me.
No.
All right.
I'm not that crazy, but I am. Here's the quote. It is from James Baldwin, and it is this weekend. And it's not for this weekend, but I applied it for this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Throw everything out of your mind. Read a little, sleep. The world will still be here when you wake up, and there will still be everything left to do.
God bless him.
Isn't that a great quote?
I'll take it. Well, here, I'll show you the one productive thing I did today.
No, you don't have to be productive.
I got the pat say. No, I'd be murdered by my cat. So if I didn't do that, at least
well,
I'd be dead.
Between you and them.
So I went and took care of that. Other than that, no, it was all recliner. It was a lot of recliner. I rolled the odometer on my recliner.
Excellent. Oh, do you keep track going back and forth?
Sure.
Did I tell you one of the many gifts of being friends of little Shirley and the dog father?
Food. I know that one. You told me about that.
No. Well, yes, but they have gifted us, Margot and me, a lot of their furniture. They keep upgrading furniture.
Oh, sweet.
So,
well, if you're all chock full.
No, wait. When you say recliner,
mm-hmm.
let me tell you that Keith and Shirley gave us an electric recliner.
Now, what the hell is? I mean, by the way, my mind wanders. And I think it's dirty.
Oh no, there's no massage.
Okay.
You simply are able to sit down. You push. You push the side, and you.
Very nice, very nice.
Absolutely, it's fabulous. It's just I thought, who the fuck needs a power recliner? And
now
then,
he decided, why the fuck do you?
how did I ever live without it? Oh my god!
There you go.
Blackie knows. Even Blackie knows it's time to.
Here's the sound
to kick back when he hears the recliner go.
He makes the noise with it.
Oh god! Yes.
Yeah. Actually, Howard, God, and my mother still has. They have an electric recliner too. Theirs has a remote.
Ooh.
It's a wireless remote. They're not even wired.
A wireless.
Yes. Which is weird because
leave it to your people to upstage.
Absolutely. So notice tonight, in case my mom was stopping in, I thought I'd give her a little.
I know you are a suck up.
Absolutely.
All right. So it's 7:10.
This is
Mr. Bob's needs sizes 28 to 44 jeans, please. Length of 32 is optimal. Also bedding, but also just check out their website at MrBobsUnderTheBridge.org. Gives you the latest list of what they need seasonally. And
how about that Jaeger?
Jägermeister?
No, Kimberly.
Oh God, she got a little. Did I warn you or not?
No, what a night!
I warned you.
That's why I need to rest today.
The thing is,
I was exhausted.
People like that, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be a good fit because she's so good and she's so nice and she's so straightforward. She's like, okay, we can do this. Okay, Ryan, you need help. I'm going to get you a job. I'm like,
next time she's on.
We are the worst people. You this is not going to work. And then she not only rolled with it, she was fabulous. What did you think?
No, absolutely. No. Next time she's on, I'm going to ask her. And I'll give it as a preliminary question. She can research them prior to the show. I'm going to say, could you list 3 faults? Do you even have 3 faults?
Oh my God. Yeah. And if you can't, that's one of your faults.
I've got 93. So.
Yes. And she said she had a blast and can't wait to come back. And I'm sure she will.
Yeah. Well,
just crazy.
She's a secret weapon for Mr. Bob's. I'll tell you that.
God!
You need to spread the word.
Wouldn't you have liked to have been there when they met the first time? He looks down and he goes, "Who are you?" I can just see him.
I would have been a great scene in a movie, I think.
Oh yeah,
like a John Ford,
there's a
swell
movie
the
coming.
music.
And you volunteered last night. I don't know if you remember that, but you volunteered.
Shit, I did, didn't I? Oh my God! Oh no! Well, I'm getting a beanie though. So there we go.
Terry, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, great person, great cause. I'm sure she'll be there tomorrow at the park. But that event is Sunday. It's unusual because most of these events are Saturdays.
Right.
It's a Sunday, October 15th. So if you're
October
busy on a
15th,
Saturday, people do a lot of things on Saturday. Sunday, church. We have other things going on. But
Man of the cloth saying that, no less. My God.
I have an active ministry. I'm for the people.
I have an active shooter, active ministry.
That too. Oh, ministry. Have you ever heard the group Ministry?
Yeah, it's isn't that kind of an industrial
Oh.
goth rock thing or something?
We got to play Halloween sometime. Oh man, what a great song! Absolutely. Java House, September. It was funny. I went to the Java House.
I intended to go to the Java House today, but I just didn't want to leave the house. I brewed up my own coffee.
I went today. I see the dog father there. Shirley's getting better. All good.
Oh, good.
As I'm walking in, he goes, "You know what happened to me yesterday here?" And I said, "No, I wasn't there." He said, "I walked in and Lisa was working." He goes, "You know what that means?" 20 minutes later, the conversation's still going. He goes, "And me, Jude and Darwin here, they knew she was in there. They didn't even warn me."
You got to put something on the doorknob so you know that Lisa's in, something.
And so I invoked Keith's own words against him, which he said to Margot one time when Margot thought little Shirley and Keith were on her side on an argument when I was slamming her, and they just piled on. And she's like, "Hey, I thought you were on my side." And Keith is uttered one of his many favorite quotes, which is, "There are no sides."
He's like Yoda,
yes.
but different.
Yoda
with a fistful of dog treats. That's what you got there with Keith.
A brass knuckled fistful.
Exactly. It was funny. Jude and Arlen stopped in the library a few weeks ago. And
no way.
Only somewhat. I recognized Jude right away. Arlen I have only seen a few times from a distance.
You couldn't hear the growling.
So it was awesome though. No, and then when I recognized it was him too, I thought, all right, I'm gonna take a chance. I went, "Hey, how you doing?" And he went, "Hey." I was like, "Yes, I got a hello."
That's as good as you're gonna get from Arlen.
That's pretty good.
That's cheery from the A Train. So great drinks all fall along at the Java House. Get there, and Lisa probably is not going to be there, so you can get your drink and enjoy it.
She's put her time in for the month.
Tomorrow. You know what tomorrow is?
It's very, very much Saturday. It's also it's the big it's Mel's.
Mel's Run Walk is tomorrow. They have 450 people registered to run in that.
Good Lord, that's like a Irish soccer match.
So
crushed against the gates.
Donna from what's the name of her company? Oh, she's such a great caterer. I can't believe I'm mind blank.
Yes,
I have what's popping on the mind from Patty.
They're around the bend from around the library by the
Donna Erickson. They'll come to us anyway. Yeah. The world's greatest pancakes will be there, and she is going to be on overdrive tomorrow doing that. And it is at if you want to just go and check it out. Don't want to participate? That's cool too. It's at the All Children's Playground at the corner of Evergreen. I don't know what corner it is, but it's on Evergreen. All Children's Playground in Cedarburg. And then on Saturday, I asked Mel, since you failed to do your research,
yes, are
they sold out for the pig roast? And he said, as long as people are 21 and over, they turn no one away. So even if you don't have a ticket, you can still go to Mel's Pig Roast on Sunday.
Nice,
which is great to know.
It is, yeah.
Okay, real quickly, AJ is waiting. Birthdays of honor. I have to ask you this. This is a question I want to ask you. Scott Baio. Baio. What? Was he ever anything besides Chachi?
Charles in Charge.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Terrible show.
Was it?
And now he's kind of a little bit on the right wing side of things. A little intense.
Is he? Oh well. Yeah. Talk about terrible shows. Margot's home.
Blackie, it's the Blackie Show, starring Blackie.
Talking about terrible shows, in 1994, on this date, Friends premiered. I know.
My dad liked that one too. No, he didn't love that one, but he liked it. He watched a lot of Friends.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Despite skyrocketing rents in Manhattan in 1994, a bunch of buddies who mostly don't have real jobs get together at Central Perk and drink coffee and marry each other.
Sure, that sounds about right.
Sure. However ridiculous that sounds, it enjoyed an all-time great TV run going 10 seasons with 236 episodes.
You know my problem with that show?
I got to turn on the recorder because I got many to add to.
Oh, okay. I just have one, and it was like it was they were trying really hard to be cute, and I don't do well with that. It turns my stomach.
No
They're
shit.
like, oh, look how cute we are. I can't
believe it was ever popular.
It's hugely popular. I mean, to this day,
10 seasons.
Yeah,
terrible.
I mean, that and Seinfeld were kind of neck and neck, you know.
Well, and it may be squeamish, the show.
Yeah, I didn't like any of the people in it. Not that the actors are fine. I don't have a problem with the actors. I've seen them in other stuff. They're all fine. The characters just all rubbed me the wrong way. They were like they were all the people I tried to intentionally avoid in college at all times. Like every one of them were just like, oh, I don't like this type of individual.
Absolutely. Who's the big star? Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, and she. I think she's actually, when she's not doing that, she's funny.
She in Along Came Polly, classic comedy performance. Yeah. She was fabulous.
She's great when she's not being a friend.
Yeah. All right, enough about them. Also on this date, as we talked last week, this is when they had actually a debut season for the shows. So all the shows, listen to these shows that debuted on this very date throughout history.
All right.
1957.
By the way, all these debuts are
debuts.
It's fall, so of course they all did. It's the fall season, right. Yeah.
Which was when all the new shows came out.
All the shows came out, exactly.
1957, Maverick, starring James Garner on ABC. 1964, Robert Vaughn and David McCallum star in
Man from U.N.C.L.E.
on NBC. 1976, Charlie's Angels.
That show's fun
on ABC. 1989. David Hasselhoff traded in AI cars for saving babes on the beach with Baywatch. 1999, The West Wing on NBC.
That's very cool, actually.
2004, Lost.
I haven't seen much Lost. I saw the debut and I didn't see anything else. But it looked like fun.
It wasn't enough for me. All right, where's AJ?
Let's do it.
Well, we got to talk to him about whether he took a personal day or a sick day yesterday. Either one are unacceptable.
I didn't get any paper. Did you get the paperwork? I didn't get the paperwork.
No paperwork. Not from him, not from his agent.
Mr. Bocchini, explain yourself.
Boys.
You don't look very peaked.
Unless you wanted a guy who was puking 5 times.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. We do. Yeah, everybody's great.
That's what this show's all about, man.
Yesterday morning, I decided to take a personal day yesterday.
So you got the bug, man.
Yesterday, yeah.
24-hour bug, huh?
No, like half-hour bug. Literally. Puke 5 times in a half hour. It was done. So.
That's the way to do it. If you're going to do it, you compress it all into one big blast.
You don't look peaked now.
No, feeling better?
We're good now. We're
good. Good.
In fact, I don't know whether to break into song or dance tonight. With the way these teams are performing, I don't know.
What is going on, AJ? It is Freaky Friday.
I feel Wisconsin like we've left the planet Earth. What is this?
Crazy.
What do you think? What's bigger? Do you think? Which game?
What's bigger?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know the Brewers are going to make the playoffs.
Sure seems like it, doesn't it?
Well, I honestly, I'm a big Brewer fan, but I said the Wisconsin game is bigger.
Really?
Because it's a new era, it's something new, and I think it's bigger because when you think about it, we aren't used to this new brand, say, of Wisconsin football. So I think
To be fair, we're not quite used to this brand of Wisconsin baseball either, though.
no. To be fair, yeah, you're right. You're right, Bola. But I think that the key is the Brewers tonight. Let's start with the Badgers first.
Sure.
They're playing really well right now. They're 21-3 with a field goal with a field goal coming. So I think it's a big game though, because this is the standalone game in the primetime window on Friday night. The standalone, I should say, major conference game on Friday night. So I think it's a big game for them to get some eyeballs on the program and for people to say, hey, maybe this is different than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool. But I'm still surprised. They're punting age.
I thought it was a field goal.
I know, me too. But I am still surprised that you picked, because I know it's the first Big Ten game. However, Brewers, could clinch even tonight, right?
Yeah, they're saying tonight's the night.
They could clinch a wild card spot tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, if they win, because they're playing it.
Clinch the division tomorrow.
Okay.
Fantastic.
But still, it's great. The Badgers, you can see the Badgers, it takes some time when you have an entire new coaching staff, and now they have all these transfers and all these programs. It takes some time for stuff to gel. So there's a lot going on.
Right. I'm excited for both, actually.
Good.
I text my brother maybe Wednesday, and I said, playoff tickets going sale Friday. Get them. And we'll see if he gets them or not, but we'll see.
Well, you're a true believer. But the reason that I wanted to ask you and get you in as early as possible is not because of sports, but I have some questions for you.
Yes.
Today is National Ice Cream Cone Day.
Yes.
Where are you on cones? Are you a cone guy?
I'm a cone guy only because I can hold it in my hand.
Well, that's a good reason.
That's a great reason.
Well, physically, I can't do bowls by myself.
Sure.
I know.
So,
we got you. But do you like the taste of cones?
Well, let's break those cones down.
You're not talking. No. Hang on. I'm
doing color commentary.
The only cone I'll do is the twist, the taco vanilla twist.
In a cone? Okay, now, Bulldog, what you were saying, there are different kinds of cones now.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you want a plain cone? Do you want a sugar cone? Do you want a waffle cone, which was really only introduced within the last maybe, 10, 15 years. Before that, you couldn't really get a waffle cone. Didn't know what you're talking about. So what's it going to be, AJ?
Waffle cone.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Well, just because of Dr. Ben, you can never vote for something that just out now calls itself a sugar cone.
Fellas, speaking of cones and speaking of ice cream, if you ever get a chance to Moonlight Grand on any night of the week, you gotta try a waffle sundae.
A waffle? Oh, sure. It's like a cone, but it's shaped like a bowl, kind of.
No.
Absolutely not.
They stick an actual waffle.
Oh.
In the bowl and cover it with all types of toppings for ice cream.
Smart. So it's like an Eggo covered in cream.
Right.
Yummy. That'll work.
It's good.
I like it.
It's good. All right. Okay. Also, AJ.
What is it?
The other day it is today is National White Chocolate Day.
White chocolate. The white chocolate that I do like is the white chocolate Hershey bars.
Those are good. Cookies and cream?
Yep.
Interestingly enough, they say white chocolate is not actually chocolate.
Exactly right. The official definition says it must include a certain percentage of cocoa solids, which are not present in white chocolate. So then why is it called white chocolate called chocolate? Because it does contain cocoa butter, which may have been the deciding factor in the FDA's decision to grant it official chocolate status.
Oh, the FDA got involved. All right.
After a mere 10 years of presentations, pleading, and pressure from the chocolate manufacturers. But how do you know a real white chocolate when you see one? There are real and not real versions of white chocolate out there. So look for products with a creamy pale color, but no food color. Maybe with at least 20% cocoa butter. So there you go.
20% cocoa butter.
Yeah. Do you consider white chocolate chocolate?
I consider it really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should run for office because you didn't answer the question, but you diverted everyone's attention. Well done.
So like House Speaker Kevin McCarthy on White
Oh my
Chocolate.
God. All right, AJ. I derailed you with food, but go ahead with the sports.
Boys. We got a big weekend this weekend. Big weekend. Big games.
Okay, what do you got?
We got Wisconsin playing right now. But
Yep.
We got Notre Dame, Ohio State is this weekend in South Bend. We got Oregon State and Washington State, a top 20 game in Pullman. We got 3 or 4, I think.
Colorado's playing Oregon.
Colorado and Oregon, which I'll make my pick on that right now. I'm picking Oregon by 6 because I like Bo Nix and I like Mario Cristobal, the coach. I do like Dion as well, but I don't think they'll be able to cover in if the game was in Colorado, I'd give the edge to Colorado. But minus Travis Hunter, we'll get into that a little bit. Minus Travis Hunter, I don't think they can hold up in the back end.
All right, get into it now. What about Travis Hunter?
So Travis Hunter, for those who don't know, Travis Hunter plays both ways for Colorado, both offense and defense. Played over 100 snaps 2 weeks ago against TCU, and he got injured at lacerated liver against Colorado State on a dirty hit. I wonder if Bulldog can pull up the video. I didn't see it, but
I didn't see it either. Do you know what he's injured with, AJ?
Lacerated liver.
Ooh.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Ah,
man.
Don't like that.
It was dirty. It was a really
do
dirty
that. You
hit.
serve it up with some onions and fry it up. That's bad.
It was a really dirty hit. It was bad. It was bad.
Well, speaking of, excuse me, AJ, I got to interrupt one more time. Bulldog, I sent you an email about one thing. Were you able to find anything on that?
I got 2 things that you sent me ready to
okay, cool. Keep going, AJ. I'm sorry.
So, no, you're good. You're good.
No.
So yeah, so I'm picking Oregon by 6.
By 6, okay. What do you know what the official spread is or no?
21.
21.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yep. 21-point dogs. But I think a lot of this 21-point dogs and a lot of this lower spreads is probably not. I wouldn't say fear of the unknown. Maybe that's the wrong word, but the unknown.
All right.
What you.
Sure. What about AJ? What do you think about Ohio State, Notre Dame? What's going to happen?
Notre Dame. Sam Hartman going to have 5 touchdowns. Notre Dame going to win by 7.
He's going to have 5 touchdowns against Ohio State.
Yes. I think that's what I shouldn't say that. I think that's what it's going to take for them to win that game. I think it's going to have to play well and have a huge game for them to have a chance.
Well, he's like the Hobbit. He's been around for like 300 years.
Right.
So,
right.
Are they going to be able to do it?
I picked Notre Dame only because they're at home.
Okay, that's cool. Good. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
What else you got?
You want me to go to pro sport?
Sure. Whatever's on your agenda.
So we got Packers Saints this weekend. Big game for the Packers, I think. I'll be there.
Because you're in the house?
No, not. I think it's just it's a showcase game. You're the noon game. You're on Fox. You're at home. I think it's just a big game for them. And New Orleans is going to be sneaky good. They're not that they're not sneaky good already at 2-0, but I think they'll be sneaky good. And catching New Orleans without Kamara is big for the Packers defense because we all saw what Bijan Robinson did to the Packers last week. So.
And what Kamara did to him in the past. AJ, what's New Orleans' record? Do you know? Is it
they're undefeated.
They're undefeated. Okay, 2-0.
As my dad would say, just because you haven't lost a game, you think you're undefeated. That's another agentism.
That's an agentism.
How about on a T-shirt?
It is a t-shirt.
Ooh, cool.
We'll work on that.
All right, what else you got?
We got. Let's see. We got 2. Keep in mind there are 2 Monday night games again this week.
Until the writer's strike, Bulldog, did the writer's strike get solved?
Deliberating as we speak. Another 10-hour session.
Interception! Badgers. Not that I'm not listening to you.
Halftime.
Thought that was a writer's strike thing.
That's awesome. Last play of the half, interception. So, but AJ, the reason I asked that is I saw a thing that said until the writer's strike is solved, I guess solved is the right word, they're going to keep doing 2 games because ABC has no content. So they're going to have a game on ABC and they're going to have a game on ESPN. So we're going to have 2 games on Monday nights for the foreseeable future until the writer's strike gets solved.
Well, and even when it gets solved, it's going to take it forever to ramp up production. So this will be for a while. So people will be happy about that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't mind. Bulldog. We're all writers here. But as a sports fan, I don't mind that. I like having my options on Monday night. If one gets bad, go to the other one.
And it may actually, if it becomes a ratings bonanza for them, they may not even put written content back on that night. Who knows?
Well, it may be a bonanza, but there have been 2 Monday night games, 2 weeks of Monday Night Football. There have been tragic injuries on both nights.
Well, that's more
so let's hope it doesn't happen again.
Hey, no offense. Aaron was tragic. It was I was tragic, but I think Aaron always had a calf injury, and I think
it's still tragic for the Jets. The season's over, dude.
Why? Because they got no name Zach Wilson at quarterback. Oh,
exactly.
Exactly. And we won't get our first round pick. So.
We'll live. Life goes on. Is that Sherry?
No.
No.
That's coming from the Sports Center.
It's funny. It's a Friday night at my house. It's pretty busy, so.
Right on.
That's all right. Keep the action going. Yeah.
Well, speaking of action, I've got 2 bits we need to cover. Let's get to them right away. First off, since you guys are talking football, let's look at a interesting style of playing the game.
AJ, have you heard of Long Island quarterback Chris Howell?
No.
He's the youngest starting quarterback in the NCAA, and he has a very unique throwing style. Check this out.
Pay attention to where these safeties are. If you're going to throw this ball, the middle of the field will be open. Get that sidearm
Sidewinder.
underneath it.
A quarterback
For Long Island.
You can see it again here, I think.
Unbelievable grab by Avion Smith-Mack. All right, he's already declared it's going to be a man-free kind of look. So now you just pick your matchup. And this is all about.
He just kind of whips it.
man, that's like Uncle Rico and Napoleon Dynamite.
Exactly. That's what they're saying. It's like Uncle Rico. Exactly right, AJ. You're right on top of it.
Man.
God.
Oh, man. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this weekend. I'm excited to go to the game. I'm bringing my buddy Christian Earl, who I haven't seen him probably, I don't know, maybe a year. So, and my brother too, and my mom too. So
excellent. That'll be so much fun.
And don't worry, Mel. We will have family representation at the pig roast on Sunday. So the agents will be at the pig roast, so it'll be fun.
Yes, I heard about the pig roast, AJ. They said, in addition to the Kohler deal with the agents going to have there will be unique silent auction items, and 125 raffle bags will have AJ's book Finish in them.
Yes, sir.
How do you like that? 125 of them.
I love it. Shout out to Mel for giving me the opportunity to do that for him. I really do appreciate it. And and one thing I want to say, fellas, anyone with feedback on the book after you're done reading it, I can
keep it to themselves.
No, my email address is ajbokini@gmail.com. So if you're finished with the book and you're done reading it, you say, hey, this is good, or hey, this sucks. I love the feedback. Just
All right.
The challenge is to spell bikini for the email.
Just like it sounds.
BOCCHINI.
There you go.
All right, we got one more football thing to cover since we were covering football. Actually, two more things, but let's do this one first. Another interesting throwing style. Here we go. Oh, come on. Here we go.
Yes.
Uncle Rico.
Terrific.
Anyway,
So terrific. That's terrific.
I think that was a Salisbury steak. I think that was a frozen straw Salisbury steak.
Terrific.
So there we go. Now, one other thing, we did not get to. Hey, AJ is a sport this week, and Jack rounded this one up for us. This one, I'm a little nervous to show it to you because I'm afraid you might get back to the projectile vomiting again. But let's see how it goes. All right, here we go. So this is coming to from our friends in the UK. Let's have some fun, everybody. It's the World Gravy Wrestling Championships.
No.
Recover.
Okay.
From the wall to the number one. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, look at those physiques.
Are you lonely men tonight?
Thank God you're lonely.
This is when Brace is
Bulldog.
on a great idea.
Oh, you can't do that. There's got to be a law. Here we are. All right. It's not just the ladies, though. I believe it's multi-genders.
Oh.
Let's see. It's a little folky. Here we go. These boys are going at it.
Is that the same pool of
We're back to
gravy?
ladies again. The sport seems to skew female. Let's see what we got here. Let's move forward a little bit here. Good gravy. No. It's got a wrestling mask.
They slide out of there, don't they?
They do. They call that a clothesline in some countries. Oh man, that's just his physique once again. Anyway.
Pile driver. Pile driver in the gravy.
Sunset flip, Jack. Sunset flip. That's a spear. All right, there it is. Out of the UK. Get your Speedos out and jump in the gravy.
So,
how you feeling, AJ?
To understand my comment, you're gonna have to go back to Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Where the guy says, we all know dumber for having watched.
I feel like you might not cite this as a sport. I feel you might revoke it.
That's just silly. That's not a sport. That's
wrestling, not a sport.
They should do it closer to Thanksgiving so that we can take all that gravy when we're done and put it on our our plates. What a waste of gravy!
Well, no, I mean, you combine food and sport, I guess.
Talk to Joey Chestnut. Hey,
but
he'll drink that whole vat of gravy.
Yeah, but he's eating the food. They're not eating the food; they're just using it as a mat.
Oh, I'm sure they're getting some down the gullet. I don't even like gravy that much. I mean, I'm not a huge. I can have a little, but I mean, that's more than a little. That's a lot. That's a lot of damn gravy.
Boys, before I go, it's 16-0.
Good. Oh no!
Lord. Jumping in the gravy over there.
For once,
Bernie Brewer's gonna jump in the gravy. Holy
for
cow.
once, he hasn't given up. He's not. Whenever he gets a run support, he fucks it up, but not tonight.
Woo. And by the way, I'm sad you weren't here last night, AJ, to talk about a fine performance from Wade Miley.
Oh, he was great.
Quasi lights out.
He was great.
It's quasi.
He was great.
Wade hit the ball of Miley.
The conundrum the Brewers are going to have is, and this is a silly conundrum, but it's a big one if you're a baseball fan. You only get 5 starters in the playoffs.
True.
So, and you don't use all 5 typically because you got off days in between.
Right.
So who goes to the bullpen and what roles do they have? Because defining roles in the bullpen will be huge for the playoffs. But I think the cool part about it is, if you get to the fifth, sixth inning in the playoffs, you can play what I like to refer to as matchup ball. So you can go with relievers for.
It doesn't work so hot, I don't think. It
No,
kind of does, but not. Oh, are you talking about putting starters in as relievers, AJ?
No. I'm
Okay.
not saying.
All right.
No.
I misunderstood you.
What I'm saying is when your starter goes 5, and then you can put relievers in at whenever you so choose, because all your relievers have to do is face 3 hitters.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's their problem, that's a pretty good problem.
It's not a bad problem to have. Yeah.
No.
Cool.
16-0. I don't think I've ever seen a score like that.
A crazy night. My God.
16-0 top 6.
I'd say they got some insurance runs.
Do they have the mercy rule in MLB?
The Marlins get run ruled.
No, they do not.
Slaughter rule.
AJ, what happened to the Cubs today? How did they do?
They won.
Okay, so it ain't over tonight no matter what, but we can get another game closer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Okay.
You can wrap up a wild card spot tonight with a win, for sure.
Which is great. We'll take it.
Yeah, we couldn't do it last year. We'll take it this year.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I read a stat before I go. Last stat I got for you guys. The Brewers have won 86 games, 6 years, at least 86 games, 6 years in a row.
That's a good record. I mean,
think of that though. For as much losing as went on for about 15 to 20
forever.
for about 15 to 20 years since 08. I want to say, and I'm maybe making this up, but I want to say the Brewers have like the second best record in baseball.
Wow.
Okay, thus that takes us back to the question: a Bulldog would be happy to keep repeating this regular season. They're very good in the regular season, not winning World Series.
Yeah.
Remember that question the other night? Bulldog said, "I'll take it. And AJ and I jumped on the World Series and or bust, and they boot Bob Uecker out.
It's called World Series and bust. That's what it's called.
That's right.
All right.
Well, so AJ has this recent. I mean, they've surged. No matter even the most.
They're 22-9 since August 18th.
Best record in baseball over that time.
I can't even find naysayers on the Brewers groups on Facebook. That's saying something.
That is saying something.
One person's like fire council. I'm like,
yeah.
What?
What? They're allowed to run.
Yeah. Let's fire the guy with 700 wins.
Yeah. Yeah. He just crossed that milestone a few days ago, right?
Yeah. Yep. 2 days ago.
AJ, has this recent stretch given you hope for the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. They look like a team that's on a roll. They are on a roll, obviously, but they look like they got some mojo going.
Keep in mind, you got to win 2. You got to win 2 in the first round. Which, by the way, the first round, the wild card series.
Here comes the algebra.
is the lamest thing I've ever heard of.
Ever?
I'm still trying to figure out. You balance both sides of the equation, move the A, strike out the. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Okay, so here's how I would solve this though. You can keep the 3 wild cards, and I'm not saying this because the Brewers are division winner. I'm saying this because the division winner should be rewarded with not having to play.
That I agree with. Yeah, absolutely.
With not having to play a wild card team.
You earned it.
Yeah.
The wild card team, you should have to play more. But
they're rewarded. They get the home games.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
AJ, you're not going to convince me on that one. I am one of the old dyed-in-the-wool guys who said we don't need all these rounds of playoffs. It's the guys who win the division.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, there all the excitement in the playoffs. Well, the playoffs excitement is during September.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you should be rewarded for your whole season.
Absolutely.
Absolutely right.
Not as like you're gonna watch. I'm gonna watch the Cubs and the Marlins play each other in a series.
What?
Two teams that are above combined 8 games above 500.
And it's zero. It's
That's what they
zero.
That's what they said about the Bulls and the Heat.
It's still 0-0 in the ninth.
And then the Heat went to the finals.
Yeah, right.
You got to get on a roll. So, all right, very cool. AJ, how many days has it been since you've been on the show?
450 or something like that.
450.
All right.
Exact. Oh my God.
Our statistician is taking. That's okay. You were yarfing yesterday. We'll give you a pass.
Oh my God. That's
Well,
terrible.
365 since July 5th. So,
All right.
as many days are on there, I don't know.
Okay.
Got to be some kind of record.
Yeah,
At least on this show.
this is my longest tenured employment right now.
Excellent. I'm still waiting for your W-2 to come in.
With the worst people ever. How did you do it?
I don't know. You guys
Wow.
invited a homestead guy on the Cedarburg show. So.
Oh,
Well,
rub it in. Cedarburg and Port.
that's how we do it.
Cedarburg important. I love it.
All right, AJ. Well, you have yourself a fantastic weekend.
All right, boys.
We'll see you Tuesday.
I'll have a live report after Sunday's game. So it'll be
Good.
Right on. Hopefully, next time we see you, the writers will be writing and the brewers will be brewing. that's the
They'll be
idea.
brewing- They'll be ruining sun, all right.
All right. Fantastic. Take care, sir.
See you, AJ.
See you
Take
guys.
care.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. AJ McKinney with sports. Exciting.
People were genuinely concerned about AJ.
Well, yeah.
You know, you're
First
out. I'm
day,
out. They
I
don't
know.
care.
No, never. I mean,
AJ's out, and all of a sudden, "Ooh, what's going on? Is he all right? Is he gonna be okay?"
Lisa Curtis didn't stop the presses, you know.
Ugh.
So anyway, so we got Dr. Ben up on cue with a interview from yesterday while I was busy helping people print.
Is that what it was?
Oh, it was a printing emergency. I mean, they couldn't get copies of their electric bill to come out right. So I had to run upstairs and get it into the feeder the right way. It was great.
As my father said, flapping their gums, chipping their teeth.
Well, that's just it. It's not just the printing; it's the story that goes along with the printing. I mean, first I pushed print and it didn't go, and then I was back home and my printer. I used to have a dot matrix printer. Have you heard of a dot? Yeah. Anyway, I love it. I live for it. I need it.
Goodbye.
So let's bring that on in. Dr. Ben and Jack talking about something. I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Talking about someone, a true feel-good story. Someone, a patient of Dr. Ben's who showed true resilience that
All right.
a lot of us wouldn't have. And
Feel good story for Friday
Yes.
night. Why not?
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Feel
Well,
up.
go to Mel's this weekend. Get yourself some hammy, and
Support Mr. Bob, support Mel, support Barb Fisher, and
Yeah.
the Advocates of Ozaki. There are so many good causes.
a lot going on this weekend. and next
Whatever
weekend.
whatever you have a passion for, there is a cause in place for it, and you can help. You can make a difference. So
That'll
do it.
work. All right.
All right.
Here comes Jack and Dr. Ben. See you all on Tuesday.
Right.
Until then, bye.
Here we are with the man, not the myth, but the legend, Dr. Ben Quist. Ben, how are you?
I'm great, Jack. How are you doing?
Good. I have to ask you though. Someone said you twisted your back. You tweaked your back last week. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm totally fine. Yeah, I typically do that once every 15 years, and it's an old weightlifting injury from deadlifting, straight bar deadlifting. You know how much I hate that exercise.
Yes.
But yeah, it usually it takes me about a week to pop my disc back into place, but I did it, and I'm
Excellent.
perfectly back in action. I'm back in
Good.
action. Thanks.
Good.
Thank you for asking.
Sure, you bet. That back, I had back. That's no fun. There's no way to get comfortable. You're in pain all the time. It's terrible.
Yeah,
right.
no, and that's a good segue into my topic for today.
Excellent.
Too. You know, because you're right. Like, you know, say you injure yourself, you know, or you have something like that, especially like a back injury, like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it can get really easy to feel sorry for yourself, or be in a bad mood, or have a negative mindset. You know, because you're experiencing pain, you can't do your normal things. You know, whatever it is. You know, and I feel like I I'm always impressed by people who can have adversity and maintain a positive attitude where they don't spiral into, negativity or despair or things of that nature. And I met somebody at the Forum Fitness Grafton location, a member, and I got to know her a lot better. And I really feel like she is the best example of this that I've ever seen. And I was so impressed by her. And she had some really bad challenges, and her positive mindset is just incredible. Like, I mean, if I had gone through the things that she was going through, I think it would have thrown me into a, permanent depression, and so, but it is always fascinating to see examples of those people. So I wanted to kind of tell her story. And,
Sounds great.
Yeah. So you'd probably even know her. Her name is Kathy. She comes in the early mornings, and I've always known her throughout the years at the Forum Fitness Grafton location as the member with the nice smile. She's always has this very friendly smile.
I thought that was me.
Well, well, you too.
Oh
You
yeah.
definitely
Go
are,
on.
You're one of a kind as well.
No, thank you.
But,
well put. All right, but Kathy, I couldn't resist. Go ahead, Kathy. So Kathy's got a great smile. She's there early in the mornings.
Yep, and I kind of lost touch with her because I'm not there early in the morning anymore. I used to always be there at like 5:30 a.m. or whatever. And over the years, my schedule's gotten a little bit later in the morning. And she reached out to me probably like beginning of the summertime and asked if I could meet with her to discuss possibly doing some personal training. So, and I had the meeting with her, and that's where I got to know her a lot better. But she was looking to do some personal training because she had a health issue. She had gotten cancer, and it was a form of muscle cancer, and it was located in her hamstring muscle. And this is a woman who's been very active. She's worked out her whole life, great physical shape, just like you. I feel like, I'm describing you in woman form. So she gets this challenge with this cancer diagnosis, ends up having to have, chemo, radiation, all of these different things, back in 2019. And it ends with actually, she needs to actually have some surgery, to remove the cancer. And, and even getting a diagnosis of cancer, that is enough to, I think any of us scare the living crap out of us.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Create a I don't know how I would handle that. And I was struck in the meeting when I'm talking to her and she's telling me this story, how positive she is, how smiley she is, how, she looks great. And she goes on to tell me more of the story. So she has this surgery on her hamstring. The doctor finds when they're in there operating on it that it has involved part of her sciatic nerve. So they actually have to snip the sciatic nerve at the level of the hamstring. In addition, to removing a big chunk of her hamstring. So she comes out of that surgery thinking that she, is going to be fine and everything's good. So they got the cancer and that's fabulous. But when they nicked that nerve, she basically lost function of everything in her leg below the level of where they hit that nerve. So, no ability to raise her foot off the ground, no ability to bend her leg, how your hamstring bends your leg, and so now she's in a situation where most people would become disabled, right? You can't use that anymore. And so she comes out of that cancer, she makes it through, and she gets into this situation where, the rest of her life, she is going to be walking differently. She's going to be having, some challenges that way, which, you or I being an exercise person, can you imagine if you woke up, the next day and you could never bend your knee again? Pretty crazy. So she describes all this to me. She says, Ben, I have a trip scheduled with my husband to Italy in the fall, and I would really love to be able to keep up with him. I'd like to be able to walk. There's a lot of stairs there. There's a lot of inclines, things of that nature. And is there any way you could help me? Would one of your trainers help me? And I'm like, absolutely. And I don't do much personal training anymore, but I took her on as a client this summer because I was so impressed by her attitude, her story, and frankly, what she had going on was extremely complicated. So, it was beyond the scope of kind of normal personal training.
Right.
And I really wanted to help her. And so we started the sessions, and basically she couldn't bend her knee. She still had use of her quadricep muscle. She had a basically it's an orthotic device that prevents your foot from dropping, so she didn't have to worry about a foot drop. And she was able to walk pretty well that way, but things like stairs and other things were really challenging because not feeling. She also has no sensation because she's lost everything at the nerve level below, right above her knee. So she's in this really challenging state. So we do these workouts, and I come up with a good plan for her, and she's implementing it. She's doing fantastic. She's positive about it. And she's getting even a lot better, like she can move better. Like if you saw her, you probably would have no idea she had any of these challenges. And so fast forward several months, she is now, as I speak, in Italy. And I just got a text from her this morning because I wanted to check and see how she was doing. And she said, keeping up with everybody on the trip, no problems,
fantastic,
loving it, and sent me this beautiful picture of her, standing on some cool looking street in Italy. I'm super jealous. But it's amazing to me because how many people, including myself, I would put myself in this boat, would have had the mental resiliency to, instead of feeling sorry for yourself, instead of stopping exercise completely. Can you imagine? Like most people probably would have just stopped, right?
Right.
They'd be canceling their gym membership because they're done,
Yep. Right.
And the difference between her and us, is that,
No, it's
she
true.
has this incredible mindset. And I was just so impressed by her. So I just wanted to share that story of, if anybody is experiencing challenges and they think they're insurmountable, many times it's in your mind. You can look at it as the glass half empty or the glass half full, right? And so it was just an incredible example of that. And to see the proofs in the pudding, here she is zipping around, moving like a normal person almost, with what she had going on. And the only difference is that she had the mindset and the positivity to go after it and fix the problem versus kind of like wallowing in self-misery.
Right.
On
so many levels, that's so cool. Like you said, well, like every once in a while, I tweak something. Like you hurt your back tweak.
Yep.
I get a knee thing or whatever it is. The first thing I think is, this is all the training I've done to get to this thing. It's all down the chute right now. I'm thinking it's all down the drain. It's not. How long is it going to be? Oh my God, it's going to be terrible. I don't want to, instead of saying, right there, she already had me beat because she didn't have that. Now she might have had it. You can allow yourself that. You're human, but you have to. Your mind can control. I mean, like you said, it's how you look at everything. How you look at anything is everything, right?
Yes.
Because it's just, and the other thing that I heard today, and I've heard this so many times, unrelated to this at all, was asking for help is not a sign of weakness; it's a sign of strength.
Yes.
If you're strong enough, I mean, not only did she say she's going to do this, but she didn't try and do it by herself. I mean, that would have been when you say it's complicated, Ben. Then I know it's complicated. So
This was a complicated one. I had to put some. That's part. It was fascinating. I had to put some thought into it. So
right. Well, and you have to have the resilience, and you have to be yourself. Have that drive to do it, but you have to also realize when you can't do it yourself. She did that too.
Yep.
Just amazing. People are amazing when you hear that. You think, it's all all these things. And I tell my kids all the time. It's all how you look at it. It's all how you look at it. But in the moment, it's hard to remember that. That sounds good, But then when you have to put it into practice, you really have to put it into practice because your mind immediately goes to the worst possible thing. Instead of, this is the best possible thing. So
exactly. And I think most of us kind of skew negative. When bad things happen, and that's normal. It's a rare person that doesn't. And learning so much from her or seeing it put into practice, even like when I had that, basically I bulge a disc in my low back like once every 15 years. But it's debilitating. Like I can hardly walk. I can't get out of bed. And, the first thought in my mind was, good Lord, what if this never goes away? But then I kind of thought about her, and I'm like, you know, look what she got through, and she was totally fine with it. I'm like, stop being a loser, and thinking of this in a negative connotation. And I turned it into a positive for me, is like, how fast can I use my physical therapy knowledge to rehab this and get myself back in action, and thinking about it from the perspective of a patient and that kind of thing. Because I have no pain anywhere in my body, so it's always weird for me when I do experience some. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so strange. But using it as more of an analytical lesson for me versus being like, gosh, I can't work out at all this week, or whatever negativity that might have been triggered by that. So I'm trying to put her mental thought processes into play in my own life too. So
well, Ben, is there I mean, Kathy's case, I mean, she had, when you hear cancer, I mean, that takes it to a whole different level. So I'm not saying that, but if I'm saying, so say somebody is all of a sudden their wrist hurts. They don't know why. They can't do what they normally do. Is it something, like, how much should you try to do by yourself before you go see somebody in either physical therapy or a trainer? I mean, I guess the thing is, how do you know when you need to see someone, or when should you see someone to help you?
Well, usually if the pain is continuing for a period of time, so usually the first thing you do, you need to tweak something. As we all know, as individuals that exercise, you rest, right? You rest for a bit. You take some time. You see if it goes away. If it doesn't go away and is still impacting your ability to do what you want to do in your life, that's the time to seek professional help. Whether that's a really good personal trainer, or it's a physical therapist, or a chiropractor, or your physician. That's the time to bring those people into your world and let them help you fix the issue. And it's many times we can really insert some things in there where it's really helpful. And or the more complicated or painful the situation is, obviously it would be more likely that you should bring someone in to help. I had a person that I work with, and she had a hip replacement recently, and I was so surprised that the doctor didn't refer her for physical therapy afterwards. And she ended up, the doctor just gave her a sheet of exercises and said, go home and do these. And she ran into some trouble, and I'm like, I said to her, hey, you need to get in and work with a therapist, because this is beyond a sheet of exercises. You need to have someone help you. So she's now going to our physical therapy clinic in Grafton and getting some help. And again, it's the scope of the problem. But that was a great question.
Yeah. Another thing this goes back to is one of your favorite subjects that you love, and you're just, it drives you, is nutrition too, and sleep. Because when you're down, you tend to get off the nutrition train, and those foods either can help you or hurt you, as always, but it's magnified when you're not able to move or exercise or I can't hear you now, Ben. There you go. There you go. Were you saying something like, no, now I can. Yeah, you went dark, and then you came back and you moved a little bit. So the nutrition also can really make a big difference in your recovery.
Yep.
And that's not to be understated either.
No, and you're exactly right. And so I have 3 tips for having a resilient mindset, or the best way to give yourself the ability to do that. Number 1 would be to get a good night's sleep. Number 2 would be to exercise first thing in the morning. And number 3 would be to do some type of meditation or breathing exercises for 5 or 10 minutes every day.
Okay.
Those are some great ways to kind of set the table of getting you into that positive realm, kind of above the fold versus being below the fold and being in that negative world that we can all get into sometimes.
Yep. Okay, I gotta, because I throw some challenges at you. If something has got you down in your life, no matter what it is, and you're not feeling great and you're stressing out, it makes it harder to get to sleep. I think that's exercise can help with that too, because it'll give you more energy for the short term. But if you're getting yourself more tired, it's going to help your sleep as well. So those two go hand in hand quite a bit, don't they?
Yeah, sleep is one of the most important Arnold Schwarzenegger does this daily or weekly email, and I get it because I just love him to death. And,
yeah.
So
me too. I get it. Yeah.
he had actually it might have been today where he had can you out exercise and out nutrition bad sleep, meaning that if someone was still doing the two components really well, would getting bad night's sleep still affect them really negatively? And it did. So like we've said this many times in the past, sleep is the tide that raises all the boats of good health. It's going to help your exercising. It's going to help your mind. It's going to help everything else. It is one of those kind of foundational things that you just have to get that one right. And there's, everyone has different issues with sleeping, but
Right.
But again, if you have an issue sleeping, I know Bulldog does, but that's where you start to go, okay, I'm going to research it. I'm going to look up. I'm going to attempt things. I'm going to try things, and having that go-to kind of get it done attitude of trying to figure the problem out versus just being like, well, I just can't sleep, and.
Did you ever try that or hear about that Army technique that they, because people in the armed forces are forced to sleep in all kinds of terrible conditions, and they have to fall, like with clothes on, outside. Yep. I mean, it's not always bad, but they have. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to look. Have you seen that before? It's like a 2-minute thing or something.
Yeah, I remember you're talking about. Yeah, because sometimes they're in a combat situation where they have to sleep. And I can't remember what it was, but I remember hearing about that. But yeah, that's we should look that up.
Yeah, I will. I have it somewhere. I'll get it. But so the sleep is so important that the eating feeds the sleep, and so does the exercise. But it's amazing that sleep is your first one. That wouldn't be the first one. I mean, that you would think of, but it is, right?
It is. It is one of the most important things for your mind is getting a good night's sleep. So, and that's where all those different things we've talked about this on previous shows, but like not drinking alcohol before you go to bed because that totally disrupts your sleep. Which when do people usually drink alcohol? At night.
Right.
So it just all those different things that you can do. Magnesium is a mineral that helps with sleep. Most people are deficient in it. Maybe we should supplement that. So like there's many things you can do to get better night's sleep. Blue light at night. What are we doing at night? Many times watching a LED TV or a computer screen or something of that nature, or our phone. So changing your phone to nighttime mode or wearing blue light blocking glasses at night. There's we could do a whole 15 minutes on sleep for sure.
Right. Well, the thing that's going to keep them up all night is if they watch a Dr. Ben segment on the Jack Henke show. That'll keep them revved up and going through all day. Don't do that at night, folks. Do it during the day, for God's sakes.
Totally.
Very cool. All right. Very cool. So it's positive. It's quite, you hear these stories, but this is a real deal. This is a local person that you actually know. It's not some fable,
It was just really interesting to see the way she handled that situation. Like, you get a cancer diagnosis, you make it through that, but then the treatment causes a huge orthopedic issue, and then you're still positive, you're still going after. I'm so impressed with her. I hope to emulate her in my life, So whenever I'm feeling down on myself, I go, you know what? Don't do it. You're not doing it.
Right. What's that? There's a Mark Cuban quote that I love. It's like, it's not whether the glasses, I don't care if the glass is half full or half empty, as long as I have the pitcher, which is,
yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
which it sounds like she has the pitcher.
You're refilling the glass.
Yeah,
exactly. That's a great quote. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice one, Jack. Nice.
Well, you don't sound so surprised, for God's sakes. It happens every once in a while. I get a good one in. That's not just
usually all I'm getting is disgusting pictures of weird looking food.
Hey, that too. You get the whole thing. It's hard to separate it a little bit from the package, so you got it. Cool. Yeah, very cool. Anything going on at the gym that any member specials or joining specials?
We have our biggest personal training special of the year coming up. It's the spooky training special. We only do this one time a year.
Okay.
It is buy a 10-pack of personal training and get 3 sessions free. And that's a 33% discount. I mean, it's a pretty big discount off of training. Yeah. That typically it's our biggest sale of the year, so we have hundreds of people that buy that.
Okay.
So if anybody's looking to get into personal training right now, it would be a great time to get a 10-pack. You know, spread the sessions out. You'd have 3 months of personal training if you did one a week. You know, to start getting on a better plan and making some lifestyle changes.
Get a 10-pack and get a 6-pack, right?
Get a 10-pack, get a 6-pack. Exactly.
So when is that? Is that in fact now, Ben, or when does that kick
no,
off?
it's usually a 3-day sale we do at the end of October.
And now October. Okay.
So yep. I can't remember the exact dates, but it's towards the end of October.
Do you have to be a member to take advantage of that, or
nope?
Not?
You don't have to be a member to train in either of our facilities. So you can train the Grafton or the Mac 1 facility, not being a member. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very good, excellent. And I can vouch for all the trainers you have. Those guys, it's amazing to me. I do so many different classes. There's so many different styles, but there's creativity and enthusiasm. And they watch your form, which is great because you get tired and your form goes, and that's when you get hurt. So it's just you got a great team of people. Right?
Yeah, we really do. We've never had a better team of trainers than right now. I mean, we've just a fantastic group of people, and they all do it because they love it, you know, and, you know, you can, that comes through when you see the enthusiasm, like you said, and doing different stuff and the creativity. That's it's fun for me to watch too.
It's fun. And one of the trainers, Annika, is doing another cooking deal, isn't she? Coming up?
Yep. She's got, we had a couple of fun things at the gym. Annika's going to be doing a monthly cooking demo. Annika and I are coming out with a book. It's not quite done yet, but she did the recipes. I'm doing some tips on healthier eating. Which we're getting that wrapped up here. We just got the cover done the other day.
Excellent.
And then what else is there? I'm also bringing in an arcade at Mrs. Pac-Man into the lobby of Form and Fitness. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm kind of like a world champion Miss Pac-Man player. Like I don't like to do my own horn, but I'm really good at it. And I have the high score on this console, and I'm challenging any member or any non-members that want to come in who think they can beat me to come in and beat me in the month of October at Mrs. Pac-Man, you know, because of the ghosts, you know, it's Halloween. So, but I will pay them $100 cash if they can take my title away from me.
Wow, there's finally something that Bulldog might challenge you on. I mean, he's a gamer. I don't know if he plays that one. Ms. Pac-Man. I of all people to do any video games, you're not the one I would expected it to be, Ben.
Well, Ms. Pac-Man's good on the reflexes, you know, the hand-eye coordination reflexes is helpful. Kind of mindless, you know. It's a good thing for de-stressing.
Is this something you were doing since a kid? Since you were a kid?
So when I was a kid, arcade games were just kind of coming out, and there were arcades, and there were games like Miss Pac-Man or Dig Dug or Pac-Man, and I always sucked at all of them. I was so bad at them. And then when they had those consoles as an adult, I bought one for the kids where it does like all the different, you know, arcade games that are old school. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get good at Dig Dug or good at Mrs. Pac-Man. Like I was so lousy at that as a kid. And I kind of got on this thing with Miss Pac-Man. And then one of my friends felt that he could beat me at it. And he had a game console in his house and became this thing where we would shoot our high scores back and forth, you know, and by 100,000 points. So,
you beat him by 100,000 points? You went fantastic.
So I just wiped the floor with him. It was an easy challenge.
Wiped the floor with him.
Yeah. So,
Ms. Pac-Man. Well, Bulldog's going to love that.
Come beat me, Ms. Pac-Man, please.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's a lot of things. You got cooking, you got food, you got games, you got training deals.
Training specials.
And you got people there to help. If you have a question about your health or something going on, you got people that can help you there too. So that's great.
Yep.
Well, that's cool. Great story to send us off on the weekend, Ben. Nice job.
Yeah. Yep. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. We'll see you. We'll see you guys next week.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Ben.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.